Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Hadrian's Wall, issue number 7 of 8. Pretty much all the answers, all the questions get answered in this issue. We find out that Marshall and Selena are both responsible for Edward's death. Selena specifically because it turns out that Edward, they basically found out that the Anzanite, yeah, I know, they introduced something new into this is one of the things I don't really like about this. They introduced this new substance in order to say that this was the cause of this happening. So there was absolutely no way that we could have ever figured this out on our own, like the whole truth behind this. Turns out that they were there and they were mining for Anzanite. So they just, this is certain rare forms are able to be exploded, basically, ignited in a way that they'll explode with a huge, huge yield. So it would actually be enough that they were mining to blow up the earth. The miners were actually planning on, the colonists were actually planning on doing this to blow up the earth. The problem is that it was discovered by Edward that, this is only going to last for a couple of days. So if they don't do it immediately, then this would be a problem. So some of the people weren't actually planning on going through with blowing up the earth. So it's a really weird juxtaposition of intent in this particular regard. It's honestly, it is what it is. So they discovered this and they pointed out. So Selena and Marshall wound up getting shot by the colonist mutiny leader. Anyway, so these guys, they wound up forming a coup. The entire thing wound up falling apart on them. Like they planned on doing a couple different things, fixing the intent and all this stuff. Nah, man. Against these soldiers, they knew what they were doing. They went up and killed easily half of the crew wound up getting killed at this point. And since they discovered that this Anzanite won't actually work and they'd have to actually just try and bluff the earth instead, they figured, okay, well, we can't let this get out because if anybody finds out that this is what happened, then, the bluff won't work. So they say, okay, turn off the life support and leave these knuckleheads to die. So yeah, that's kind of weird. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give this comic a C+. This was good that we finally got all the answers, and the next issue will simply be to see who lives, who dies, pretty much. But for the most part, it's kind of weird to have a murder mystery thing where we're all sitting here trying to figure out what happened, but we don't have all the pieces in front of us. And even the idea that, here's this thing that almost nobody would have figured out, but I just happened to figure out 8 lines of type wind up being, in hundreds of lines of type, maybe thousands. These lines are what actually gave it away. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute, but I kind of feel cheated at this point because I was I don't know who else is reviewing this comic online or otherwise, but I mean, I was genuinely this entire time trying to figure out who killed who. And now that I realize that there was no chance of me figuring that out because they didn't give us all the data, yeah, I'm a little disappointed. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.